Todd Horowitz, good to see you, Todd. We're going to check back with you in a couple of minutes when the S&P futures close. Thanks.
Thank you, Todd. Let's bring in our market panel. They're ready to roll. Yudee Chang and Kim Koi-Forrest. And okay, Yudee, take a shot at this because you steered our viewers in the right direction a year ago, saying be bullish, buy stocks. You were encouraged by it. And now what are you doing on a day where, yet again, 2 days in a row, we hit all-time highs for the Dow?
You know, I was listening to what Todd's saying. I think basically that's the consensus among the professionals. It's probably a little bit late to the party now for the shorter-term basis. You know, Liz, if you look at the trend of the market, there's no reason to think that's going to change. Basically, we're in an uptrend since March of 2009. Along the way, we had pullbacks, and that's exactly what we expect from the November lows of last year. The market is up about almost 15% now. We're about 2% off the high on the S&P. I think there's a little bit more to go, and then from there, going into the April seasonal time frame, usually weak for the market. So I think the investors right now needs to be a little bit cautious, but waiting and licking chops, waiting for that pullback to be buying again.
All right. Well, Kim, markets tend to overshoot, whether on the downside or perhaps in this case on the upside. Have we overshot this bull market right now?
Well, we don't really look at the Dow. We concentrate more on the S&P 500. It's a bigger, broader measure of the market. And it looks like the S&P is approaching fair value at this point. We think based on $105 of earnings for that S&P 500, that it's fair value between $15.50 and $16.50. So we're getting in that range. But that being said, we don't buy the whole market. We buy individual securities, and we're always looking for companies that may be unloved and that the rest of the market is kind of thrown out.
I really want to hone in on this point and get an answer for it. Have we overshot? You're saying we're getting close to fair value. That seems to be saying we haven't overshot, correct?
No, I don't think we have overshot, but you know, that's the numbers that we're using and why we're using them. So if you're above 1650, I'd be getting a little queasy in the market overall.
Let's not ignore the fact that one of the real drivers on the new numbers that we've seen here for the Dow Jones Industrials has been a healthier housing market. And Yudee, are you still putting money in after it's had a great run? I mean, it really has. Much more to come. Is this sort of a healthier atmosphere that will provide an opportunity for the home builders to continue doing well?
I think so, Liz. If you look at the, the epicenter of the collapse of the housing bubble, Las Vegas, if you look at it for the past 6 months or so, real estate prices are starting to go up, even in Las Vegas. And if you look at the home builders, like you were saying, for the past, I would say about a year or so, they're up about 130%. But comparing that to their all-time highs, they're still a long way off.
What's your favorite name in there?
Well, I think I like Pulte Homes. I like Toll Brothers.
Toll Brothers and Pulte. Kim, let's get, you say you focus on specific stocks. Intel is one of your picks. Why Intel? Particularly because they haven't seemed to clearly get hold of the mobile market quite yet with their devices.
Exactly. And if they didn't have what I would consider a good plan to get into the mobile space, I'd probably not be buying it either. But given the technologies that I've seen coming out of there, I really think that they're going to show some traction in the second half of this year. And you'll see more Intel inside in phones and tablets.
So this is what they are saying? This is what you were seeing? This is what your Intel is telling you about Intel, or what?
Yep. Yes. They came out with a couple of technologies, about a year and a half ago, that were going to make their chips much more power efficient. And that's been the problem. They've had great chips, but they just ate too much power for the mobile devices. And it's all about the battery life, as we all know.
Right.
So you're looking for chips that sip power, but give you big computing power. And I think ARM is really up against the wall because they have to spin up. That's their biggest competitor, ARM. And they really have to spin up their capacity for computing while holding down those requirements for using energy. And it's a tough engineering problem.
Intel has been at the forefront of the energy sipping chips. Absolutely. I'm with you on that. Yudee. Different kind of battery, the Boeing battery that's had some problems, yet you still like aerospace. Which part of aerospace do you like?
Well, I like the defense aerospace as well. Don't forget, because of the physical cliff near the end of last year.
You like them because they're beaten down and it's a contrarian play?
Yeah, absolutely. That's one side of it. And also, Liz, if you think about it, as professionals, sometimes we look for excuses to take some profit and we after we take profit, we got to put money to work somewhere. So now we're looking for excuses to buy into sectors that's lagging a little bit. I think that is a sector that is coming back to life. I like Boeing, like you said, for many different reasons. Also, we are looking for more fuel-efficient airplanes, jets. I mean, where are you going to go other than Boeing? So I think they are going to work out their problem. They got backlog up to, how many years. So I like Boeing. I like Boeing a lot.
All right, guys, thank you very much. By the way, Kim says avoid financials for what it's worth. We'll get into that next time. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Kim and Yang, thank you. And Yudee, excuse me.
Thank you.
Coming together for a breakup, Republican Senator David Vitter is teaming